Ladies and gents, welcome back. This is a follow-up on the case of Tamara Lich being denied bail. We have news today. If you're new and you don't know anything about this situation, let me fill you in. We had the largest peaceful protest in Canadian history recently, where a lot of truck drivers took to their trucks to drive across the country to Ottawa to protest mandates and QR codes that track them going across borders. This was met with the Prime Minister first ignoring it and then ridiculing it, and then fleeing to his cottage before enacting the Emergency Measures Act, previously the War Measures Act, but the Emergencies Act in Canada to usurp unprecedented powers over a peaceful protest. But I digress. In this case, we have Tamara Lich, who was one of the organizers. And when I say organizers, she was instrumental in launching the first GoFundMe, then the Give Send Go page, where people were donating to feed and fuel the trucks in their extended and what was expected to be an extended time in Ottawa until mandates were lifted. Now, she was arrested on the scene at these protests. Now, what's being accused of her recently was organizing the Freedom Chain, which is an event that's going to be taking place on March 5th. 2022. However, she wasn't. She was actually in jail when this was proposed. So I'm not sure how that is the case. Now, yesterday, so she was actually denied bail previously, and then yesterday, she had an appeal hearing for that to be bailed. So the Freedom Convoy organizer Tamara Lich raised concerns about the judge who denied her bail in this hearing. I touched on this in another video. I'll leave the link to that in the description down below, where I go into more detail about who this judge was, how she was a failed NP who ran for the Liberal Party and now is a judge sitting in this case. Tamara Lich's lawyers are arguing that she should have recused herself. Ottawa, the judge who blocked the Freedom Convoy organizer Tamara Lich's release from jail, expressed personal views, in quotes, and should not have ruled in the case because she ran for federal Liberals in 2011. Lich's lawyer argued in court on Wednesday. In an effort to reopen Lich's application to get out on bail, defense Diane Magas argued a reasonable person would be suspect bias from Ontario Court Justice Julie Bourgeois, who denied Lich's request for bail on February 22nd. Magas said the suspicion existed because Bourgeois ran for the federal Liberals in rural Ontario riding in 2011, and that the judge expressed a link with those impacted by the convoy protests when referring to our community, our police, and our city in her decision. It's very personal and should not be. It should not be at all personal, Magas argued and said, stating that the judge feels they've been impacted. If the judge feels that they've been impacted, they should not sit in this case. Now, the Crown went retorted by raising arguments for why the judge should remain on this case. So there's a back and forth there. A decision has not been made yet. In fact, what they did was they pushed it off. Justice Bourgeois rejected Lich's first attempt to post bail after concluded she and her first proposed surety, Lich's husband Dwayne, were guarded and evasive in their testimony. at her hearing on Wednesday, Litch and her lawyer, Diane Magas, proposed that a new surety to ensure Litch followed any conditions for her potential release from custody after she was arrested on February 17th. The proposed surety name was placed under publication ban after the Crown agreed that the defense requested for this name to remain secret. Now, after this, the surety said, this is the new surety. The surety said that the only first believed Litch broke the law after she was arrested, but that such a belief doesn't discount a feeling of proud. Oh, yeah. So what was suggested by the prosecution here, the Crown, was that the new surety had expressed that they were so proud of Litch, and they're saying that she shouldn't be denied bail because the surety expressed this in statements on social media, but that the surety was proud for her protesting and standing up for what she believed in. The Crown went on to argue that there has been no material change in circumstances since Litch was denied bail, including with the new surety, and that Litch should still not be released. Litch is next scheduled to appear on March 7th at 2 p.m. Now, that leaves Tamara Litch in limbo, where, she's basically under lock and key until further notice. Many people are suggesting that this is akin to being a political prisoner, as she has only been accused of it was mischief. Mischief is the charge in this case. It's, again, I'll refer to you this video here. I'll leave it in the description down below, and it goes more into detail of what the charges in this case were and why she's not being granted bail. Anyway, that's all I've got for you for this case. Keep on trucking.